Welcome to Abuse Exposed, a podcast about the secret of abuse. Each episode, we deliver intriguing Christian and personal experiences on abuse and how to overcome it. The content is not intended to be a substitute for professional mental or medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified mental health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical or mental condition. Now, here's your host, live from Texas, Ispeakmotivate.
Hello, this is Ispeakmotivate, and this is the very first episode of Abuse Exposed. And I'm so excited that you've joined us today. Today we're speaking about something very, very important, and this is the Gabriel Fernandez story. I don't know if you've seen yet the Netflix documentary, The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. If you haven't, stop what you're doing and watch it. There will be spoilers on this. But there was so much to take away from that impactful story. But in particular tonight, we are going to talk about enabling. And to enable means to give someone or something the authority or means to do something. So, for those who have watched, there were so many people involved that affected this young man's death and could have prevented it. And a lot of in the story, it was law enforcement, you have social workers, other systematic systems that had involvement that could have stopped this at any point. However, it did not occur. So we're just going to break that down and how this makes sure that abuse continues, because people think just, bringing awareness and stuff in October is enough, and then we can shut it down. We don't really need to talk about it. But enabling increases abuse so much, and it progresses whoever that victim's fate to death significantly. So we're just going to talk about a few people in this story and how they could have affected this and made it be different. So there was many times that the sheriffs were called to the house by other family members days before the murder, but they did not act upon it. Actually, the law enforcement took Pearl Fernandez's word that everything was fine. And the horrific part of this is that they never even asked to see Gabriel. Okay? So families, they're acting like, for a welfare check to see if this baby's okay. There's been many calls to the hotline before about this baby's abuse. We just go in there. I'm just going to ask the mom that's accused of being abused, is the baby okay? Of course, the perpetrator is going to say, yes, everything is fine. And this is not all, though. What actually happened after that is that, according to family members, they threatened Gabriel, the 8-year-old baby, and told him that if he kept lying about his bruises, that he'd be the one to go to jail. And they continuously believed the parent over the child, with all the marks over them that includes burns, bruises, and a black eye. Okay? Now, this is the thing. People wonder why. Victims stay silent, this and the other. And this is why. You have enablers, you know. Somebody calls. There's one good Samaritan that calls to help, right? Oh, I seen this baby. I seen this young woman. I saw this young man being abused. Okay? There's some people that write it off. Oh, they could just be excessively drinking, just having a good time. I'm not going to see about that call. That call's low priority. Okay? Or we go up to the house. It's almost time for me to clock out. This isn't really a priority for me because my wife has ribs that she been cooking. She got my favorite meal on the table. I'm going to do this quick check, ask the questions, put it in the little thing that I came, in the little database. I'm good. Okay? And what happens is, in an abusive household, when someone reports something, okay, or if it's alluded to that you were abused, right? And someone comes and questions the abuser, what happens when the victim isn't taken away? More severe abuse. Because what is the abuser trying to do? They are trying to get you in line, to silence you, to let you know, okay, have them come up here again. I'm going to kill you. Okay? And this is what we really need to be privy to. And especially being law enforcement officers, you're supposed to protect and serve. And for me, I'm very disappointed in how this was played out by the officers. I personally believe they should have been charged, because at the very least, they should have canvassed the whole area and, outside the home, inside the home, took the baby in the cop car, had the parents in the home with another officer, and questioned the baby in a secure environment. Even if the baby couldn't say all the way what was happening because they were so scared, at least you will see some type of body language that would help you allude to, okay, this baby needs help. This is what's going on. We're going to take the baby to the station. Probably take the other kids too, because he did have a brother and sister. Take them too, till we figure what's going on. Call CPS to see, what further steps we need to take. But I don't feel as if the baby's safe in the home. Okay? And for me, for you to be doing a welfare check and just to ask the mom, oh, are they okay? I mean, is he okay? This and the other. And I believe in the Netflix series, on one occasion when the sheriff came, it was said that she said, oh, they moved to Texas or something. No verification or nothing. They're just taking a word for it. And this is the thing that gets me, okay? Now, when it comes to the social workers, I'm appalled, and I am very hurt at what did not occur. There were so many times where people called in on this baby's behalf. The teacher called in, and again, they visited, they went there, did their little check or what have you. And each time it got worse because, again, erupting that household and making the abuser feel as if they're out of control and keeping the victim in check is the main goal of the abuser. Period. That's the main goal. And for them to keep that baby in that environment, first of all, the baby, Gabriel, is a soldier, is an angel. And they failed him. How can you walk in, see this baby with bruises, and explain it away? They're like, oh, he had bruises. We came there multiple times. He had bruises and scrapes and stuff, but it could be explained away. Okay, we're all human, right? Give you the benefit of the doubt. You go the first time. Oh, he fell on his bike. He did this. So you know how kids can be. Okay, that's one time. All right, give you the benefit of the doubt. It happens. Babies fall and all of that. Scrape themselves up kind of bad when they want to be daredevil-y. Okay, right? But when it becomes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you're going up in numbers. This baby's going to school with black eyes, burns, a shaved head. And the teacher's reporting this multiple times. The social worker either ignores the call or takes down the information, just puts it into the paperwork, but doesn't go up there, or just goes up there, to say she went to the house and did her little interview and let the baby there. Okay? I guess it's too much paperwork to remove, so look, you know what we're going to do? We're going to keep the baby there, or what have you. Because, there are some excuses made of, how huge of a caseload is and this, that, and other. I do believe when it comes to the caseloads, that's where the government comes in, and which this is why the system has to be flushed from the inside out, in which we need to have more resources for children and child's rights. You should be able to go to your supervisor and let them know, oh my gosh, this caseload is too much. So they start hiring more people within the system. But when there's corrupt people hoarding money for their specific needs that they want them to, personal needs, want to go to cruises, this and the other, want to have lavish vacations, have this type of house and car, so I'm going to make sure my salary's increased, and then I'm not going to hire for this and that. It's fine. Then there you go, a child hangs in the balance of neglect from the system that's supposed to protect them. And the sad thing is, the parents, the true people that were supposed to protect them from the world, was the one who killed him. Okay? And that's the thing that hurts the most. But now, something that was created to protect children ignored the child and their pain that was listed in front of them. Usually, and this is the thing, usually people don't believe victims that they don't have any physical, abuse signs on them, on their body, or what have you. Usually they don't. Okay? Which is another unfortunate thing that we will speak about in future episodes. But this baby blatantly had marks on them, and it's coming to a point where you have to hold yourself accountable. And there were some social workers that were like, oh, I did my job, all I can do. I'm like, okay, so you just couldn't, they remove some children, okay, for less. But this baby had physical bruises, multiple, calls, reports,